on Sri Sai Ram Dhyana Vahini by Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba. Chapter 9 Sattva Guna is the wealth derived from Japam and Dhyanam. Man has 3 stages. First, the hazy, uncertain stage. Then, the middle stage filled with activities. And the third, the highest stage. These are the stages of Tamas, Rajas and Sattva, that is, passivity, activity and purity respectively. When growing out of the first stage into the second, if man does not improve step by step, then it must be recognized as ashahaja or unnatural, asahaja or unnatural. The period from childhood to the beginning of adolescence need not be taken seriously into account. One need not worry much about it. With the dawn of adolescence, man enters upon the first hazy, uncertain stage and engages himself in many fruitless activities. Later, he attains ripeness, which is a powerful stage. This is the stage between the uncertain and the highest. It is when he has reached this intermediate stage that he must yearn for the highest stage. In the rules for tapas or penance also, this law is observed. At first, puja or ritual worship is associated with activating power and energy, that is Shakti. The subsequent stage of worship is connected with awareness, consciousness, that is Shiva, that is to say the period when man is under the protective care of the mother is over and the time to surrender to Shiva, who is the Loka Adharaka or the savior of the universe, is reached. When this stage has come, one should not soil the body and mind. In the intermediate stage, that is to say at that particular adolescence age, man will naturally have certain durgunas or bad qualities. These are garvam or conceit, penkitanam or mischievousness, obstinacy, shodhana or inquisitiveness, kama or lust, vancha or greed, sigu or shame, bhayam or fear, dvesham or vengefulness, asahaya bhavam or disgust, and the like. So long as one has these, one cannot surrender oneself to Shiva. These bad qualities have to be uprooted completely, or at least there should be a systematic endeavor to get rid of them. Such aspirants are those who swim against the current. Proceeding against the current is the means to reach the source. Floating with the current means getting further and further from the safe place and also being subjected to constant unrest due to continuous sinking and floating and eventually losing sight of the goal. Of course, swimming against the current is a bit hard, but every stroke takes you nearer the goal and not further. For this reason, one must take the help of the raft called dhyanam or meditation. Through meditation, the weakness of the physical frame can be overcome, the wayward speed of the mind can be controlled, and the progress towards the seat of grace is made easy. One can attain the source of all grace, Adi Murti, the primordial divine force. Instead, if one cares more for the ease of the journey and floats along the current, he would be travelling away from grace. Turning their back on it, the Adi Murti will gradually become distant and disappearing. Such men will get lost in increasing misery. And for that profit, the durgunas or the bad qualities mentioned above are the causes for this tragedy. If only they had been overcome, the source could have been certainly reached. Without overcoming the bad qualities, no matter how hard the efforts are put, all activities will end in failure. Moreover, everyone in the world loves only men endowed with good qualities. They keep those with bad qualities at a distance. Exterior charm attracts the animal. Internal charm resulting from good qualities pleases the Lord. Do not be tempted by the lowly, worldly love or affection that people bestow. Strive for the sacred love of the Lord and His compassion. The affection that people shower is inconstant, for it depends on their likes and dislikes. But the love that the Lord bears to you depends on your good qualities alone. It can also give you permanent joy. Those who are enamored of externals will tumble into disappointment and sorrow every now and then. Beauty of man consists in his sadgunam or good character, not in anything else. There is nothing more charming than that. The good should never even discuss about the evil that others do, for that will contaminate them and thus make them part of it. The stories of Dhruva and Prahlada will, if listened to grant merit and show the path. The stories of Savitri and Anasuya will destroy the roots of evil and strengthen character, are becoming more sinful and making good men completely free of sins. Therefore, never think about the badness or evils of others. If you can manage it, be always trying to turn them to good ways by doing good deeds and teaching good things in their presence. Such qualities of calmness, kindness, and eagerness to promote the welfare of all should be cultivated by man. To earn such wealth of sadgunas or good qualities, one should practice japam or repetition of the divine name and dhyanam meditation. The fruit of japam and dhyanam is the wealth of sadgunas. Japam and dhyanam purify not only the exterior but also the inner tendencies. Waves originate on the surface of the sea. They are caused by the wind, and so the wind can be said to have that power and not the sea. So too, the mind of a wise man is full of thoughts and opinions, but he does not have the power to reveal them. When the proper things happen around him, these spring up and roll in from all directions. In the same manner, the Lord is manifest in the picture or image which one worships, but is this due to any special excellence of the picture or image? No. The picture, the photo, the image, these are and remain as picture, photo and image. The fact is, on account of the intensity of the devotion and faith of the bhakta or devotee, the Lord cannot desist from manifesting Himself for him. For that reason, He assumes form, the form that blesses, in the stone, the wood or paper that the devotee contemplates and meditates upon and worships. He rose from a pillar for the sake of Prahlada. For Vamana, He became visible in a stone. For Markandeya, He issued from a lingam in order to fulfill the yearning of the bhakta or devotee. Hari, the eminent basic being of the universe, will come in any form, in anything, at any place. Hari, the eminent basic being of the universe, will come in any form, in anything, at any place. But you have to pray to the Lord with chitta ekagrata, one-pointed concentration of mind. This type of single-mindedness comes out of sattva guna or quality of purity only, and that again is the product of meditation. Therefore, one must cultivate good qualities, and in order that these may develop, he should desire sat sangam or company of the good. Your real friends from whose good company you derive the maximum good are those who talk and discourse about the Lord, about the satya or truth, about the seva, service of others, and about prema or love that considers all as equal. Association with such is certainly association with sadhus or virtuous people, for these are the real sadhus. Those who never speak of the Lord, or those who do not even think of Him, who are busy multiplying and strengthening the bonds of samsara, worldly existence, who preach falsehood, injustice and oppression, and who advise you to stray from the path of dharma or righteousness, Treat those not as your friends but as people to be avoided at all costs. Their company is called Dusangam, or company of the wicked people. Associating with such leads to the commission of wrongs against your will, playing tricks which should not be played, utterance of words which should not be uttered, doing of deeds that should not be done, and consequently you're treading the downward road to ruin. Men who have neither the fear of sin nor the fear of God are capable of venturing into any wickedness that is no cause for surprise. So seek the company of those possessed of these two fears, that is the true satsangam, or good company. The company of persons who have not even an iota of these two is the dusangam, which you should dread. The sadhaka or the spiritual aspirant must always yearn for satsangam. With satsangam, or good company, and ichha shakti, willpower, anything can be achieved. So, whether easily available or not, seek and join only good company. Seek and realize permanent satisfaction and contentment. Do not distract yourself pursuing temporary satisfaction. It is profitless for a true aspirant to associate with men who spend their time in worldly affairs. If you do not secure friends of the type I mentioned, be solitary. Without associates, you do not lose anything thereby. Never even think of the company of the wicked. Do not get entangled in their wiles. If possible, when you get the chance, advise them about the right, but do not yield to their words. In fact, you must not entertain even the desire to be in the place where they are present. If you cultivate these characteristics, then both japam, or the repetition of the divine name, and dhyana, meditation, will be easy to accomplish. Jai Sai Ram.
Saishwaraya vidmahe satyadevaya dhimahi tanna sarva prachodayat. Om Saishwaraya vidmahe satyadevaya dhimahi tanna sarva prachodayat. Om Saishwaraya vidmahe satyadevaya dhimahi tanna sarva prachodayat. Om